So as per the previous slide, we're going to move now into using the AutoCAD web app. And in the previous slide, I mentioned the URL for the AutoCAD web app. It's web.autocad.com. And I'm currently at the login page. So what I need to do now is sign in with my Autodesk account. So I simply click on sign in, and it will prompt me now for an email address or a username. So I'm going to pop my email address in there. It's that one at the top of the list, save me typing it all. And I'll click on next like so. And then all I've got to pop in there is my password, which will take a few seconds. And I'll just hit sign in like so. Now what will happen is it will sign me into the web app via the internet, and as you can see now, I'm in my AutoCAD web and mobile folders. That's the default setting. So it tells you that over here on the left, tells you that up at the top there as well. Now there are other storage providers that you can add to the web app at any time. You'll notice you've got B for BIM 360. We've also got their Box, Dropbox, OneDrive and Google Drive as well. You can apply any of those storage providers to the Autodesk web app, thus saving you time, but more importantly allowing you that connectivity with your team. You might use a specific cloud provider for all of your projects. You can then add that storage provider to the AutoCAD web app. Now in the previous slides in this particular AU class, we were using the AU2020 folder, which is just here. You'll also notice I can upload other files, create new folders, or even create blank drawings in the web app if I want to. Let's go to the AU2020 folder, and that'll retrieve the files that are in the folder. And you'll notice we've got various files available. The one that we looked at with the mobile app in the previous slides in the presentation is this one here. So I'm just going to click on this particular DWG file. Now it does take a few seconds to load up. It's going onto the internet, into the cloud, into those web and mobile folders. And as you can see now, I'm in the drawing where I was in the mobile app. Now obviously I couldn't show you in the presentation my phone screen, so what I did was I put images in the slides from my phone to show you how the mobile app works. The good thing is I'm now on a browser, on a desktop PC, showing you how the web app works. Now the web app itself is really easy to use. The reason being is it's all core AutoCAD technology. So if we go over here to the left hand side of the screen, we've got views, properties, layers, blocks, and also XREFs as well. We can attach external reference files if we want to. You'll notice this particular drawing doesn't contain any external references, but I can attach them if I wanted to. So let's jump back to views first of all. I'm currently in my model tab. I can also look at my ISO A1 landscape layout tab. So if I jump in there and zoom out slightly, you can see there's my title block and my viewport there. Pretty basic, I know. I haven't worried about any text or any borders, but you can see there's my viewport and there's my drawing in the viewport. If I jump back to the model tab, that's where I would do all of my design work. Now a lot of the properties and objects in this particular drawing are blocks. So if I hover over here and click, you can see I'm selecting a block there like so, and you can see the little familiar blue grip for that particular block. I can just hit escape to deselect, just like I can in the AutoCAD desktop app. So let's have a little look at how properties work. Let's jump into properties like so. Now the object properties themselves are obviously things like layer, color, line type. Let's select that block again here, the sofa block. And as soon as I do that, it tells me it's a block reference up here in this pane here, and it's on this particular layer, color, line type, etc. There's the name of the block. You can see that it's been scaled up as well. It's been scaled by 25.4. So it's been scaled up possibly from inches so that you can obviously read that in millimeters if I was measuring any distances, for example. Again, I'll just hit escape now. And you can see that obviously I deselect that block in the selection set, and I'm back to my default object properties here, as you can see. Now the benefit you have here is all of this is WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. If I zoom in real close, you can see there that I'm getting exactly the same as what I would get on my AutoCAD desktop app screen. And that's the major benefit of this AutoCAD web app. is it's got all that legacy core AutoCAD technology in it. And there's the text that we were looking at in the mobile app. If I select it, you'll see it's a piece of multi-line text. And over here in the properties, it's telling me it's mText and what layer it's on and so on. So you can see how quick and easy it is to edit in the mobile app, but also any of these changes that you make in the mobile app will reflect in this drawing once you've saved it and then come into the AutoCAD web app as well. Now let me just hit escape there just to deselect that text. Let's have a look at our layers. How do our layers work in the AutoCAD web app? Well, what I'm going to do is zoom out a bit this time so that we can obviously see all of our floor plan. And then I'm going to jump into the layers here on the left hand side of the screen. Now you get a readout of all of the layers, as you can see, and at the moment the current drafting layer is the dim layer here, that red layer. So this is what our dimensions are on over here. So what I want to do is change the current drafting layer. I'm going to click on 0, like so. That becomes the current drafting layer. As you can see, it's highlighted by that pale blue. Now what I can do now is hover here over the dim layer that we had set as the current layer previously, and what I might do is just switch that layer off. And as soon as I do that, that layer is turned off in the drawing area of the web app. I go back and hover over it, click on the light bulb again, it comes back. And it's really quick and easy to use. I can also, if I want to, lock that layer. You'll notice it fades a little bit there, just like it does in the desktop app, and then I can unlock it again like so. I can change the color very quickly and easily as well. Let's change it to, say, a purple, like so, to match other grid lines and things on the drawing. And as you can see, that now matches the grid lines by changing the color. And I'll change that back now to our index color red, perhaps. Now, if you do want more colors, you simply click here like so again and go to more colors, and you get the AutoCAD color index, just like you get in the AutoCAD desktop app. And you can apply any of those colors, and as you highlight them, can you see it gives you the color number? And also don't forget you've got your primary AutoCAD colors down here at the bottom as well. So I'm just going to close the AutoCAD color index for now. Now, obviously, current layer is easy. You just simply select the layer you want to be the current layer, and it highlights like so. If I want to add a new layer, I click on New Layer here, like so, and I can create a new layer there and give it a name. So let's just call it now AU2020, like so, and press Enter. And now we've got our AU2020 layer. I can simply select a color. I want that to be, say, red, and then I can draft by clicking on that layer and making it the current drafting layer as well. Quick and easy, very simple, remarkably like the desktop app. Now, we've also got various other things available in the web app. We've got our settings. Now, they're right up here in the top right-hand corner. There's a little cog here. So if I click settings, this is almost like our drafting settings in the desktop app. So I'm just going to go to tracking first. Polar tracking is on. The increment angle at the moment is 90. I might change that to, say, 45 degrees. Object snaps, we all remember those from the desktop app. Again, I can switch on whichever ones I want. I might have endpoint, I want midpoint on, intersection, and perhaps center, extension. It's entirely up to you. Like with the desktop app though, don't have them all switched on at once. It can drive you a little bit insane when it's trying to snap to all of the different object snaps. Units, fairly simple. You've got linear and angular, and you can set those to the same settings as the desktop app. So for example, we've got decimal, scientific, engineering, architectural, and fractional. I'm going to use decimal with a precision of 2 decimal places. I can go up to 8, just like I can the desktop app. And angular, I've got decimal degrees, and the other same settings as the desktop app there, and I'm going to set that to 4 decimal places. Navigation is interesting though. That allows me to change my zoom direction. You can have a standard zoom direction, which is what you're normally used to in the desktop app, or you can go for the reverse zoom direction if you want it to be different. Once you've set those settings, you simply click on Done, and you're all ready to go and start drafting in the web app. Now, drafting itself is all done down here in the bottom left corner. So you'll notice we've got Draw, Annotate, Modify. Recognize those icons? You should do. They're all from your AutoCAD desktop app. Now, I'm going to go to Draw first, and what I'm going to do is zoom in on this area here, like so, and I might just want to add a line perhaps going across from here to here where these desks are, where the workstations are, and I'm going to use my AU2020 layer, my current drafting layer. So I can draw rectangles, circles, arcs, splines, construction lines, polylines. I can hatch, and I can also even use the array command if I want to. I'm just going to create a simple line. Now you'll notice when I hover over it, can you see it tells me line over the icon, but it's also telling me line down here on the command line. So command line, if I type line, what happens? I get a suggestion menu, just like the desktop app. So I can select line there, and now it prompts me for the first point of my line. So as I'm moving around now, my object snaps. Again, can you see the core AutoCAD technology? The snaps look exactly the same. So I'm going to draw a line from endpoint to endpoint. Let's get that endpoint snap there, and just press enter to finish. The workflow is exactly the same as your desktop AutoCAD. Isn't that great? So you don't have to think about whether the interface is any different. You can just carry on drafting using AutoCAD, but in a browser. That's really useful. So let's go over to modify now. Let's modify something in our drawing. So you'll notice I can use move, I can use mirror, I can copy. What I might do here is use copy. Now don't forget, I can select the line like so, and if I click on copy here, you'll notice it automatically asks for the base point. So it does that noun verb selection thing that is available also in the desktop app. You'll notice there now I can pick a point that I'm going to move it from, and there we go. I'm copying that from there to there, and I can pop it over to there, and I can just keep going at my leisure until I've done all of those points there and press enter to finish. That's how quick and easy it is to modify. Now, I don't want to go into all of the commands, but you can see how that workflow and that process is the same as the AutoCAD desktop app. But the benefit you've got is it's in a browser, and you're editing your drawing quickly and easily without having to worry about starting up that desktop app. You might be in front of a client on their particular PC or workstation. You can literally just jump into their browser, log into the AutoCAD web app, log into your Autodesk account, find the drawing and show them the latest design. Perhaps you're showing them the latest layout of the workstations of the floor plan you're managing for them, for example. So we've got modify there that we've done. Let's have a little look now at some annotation. Let's go to the annotate tab down here. Now annotate, we can look at measure, we can look at revision clouds, we can look at dimensioning, text, and also multi-leaders. Let's do a little bit of text like so. Now this will be M text, you'll notice. It's not single line text, it's M text. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click and drag, and it's exactly the same as the desktop app. So I click there like so, and now all I've got to specify is the height of the text. So let's pop that in there. Let's go for 150, that's probably reasonable. And then click in here like so, and I'm just going to put this in capitals, and it's going to be the hot desking area of the office. So as I type that hot desking area, just check the spelling, always sanity check, and then we hit the little tick, and there's our hot desking area like so. Now you'll notice that the text itself comes up in simplex a lot of the time, and that's not a very nice font, but the reason it does that is purely because it means it doesn't have to think about fonts in the browser. What you can do is obviously when you synchronize this back to your desktop app, you can just jump in real quick and maybe change the text style and the font if you need to. So what we're looking at here is an ability to work on our drawings and edit our drawings using that web browser. It's really quick and easy. Now don't forget as well, we've got a few other little features I want to show you as well. So coming up here we've got undo and redo. So if I hit undo now, you'll see that that text disappears. If I hit redo, you'll see the text comes back again in the hot desking area down here. And it's a really quick and easy interface. It's just like using the desktop app. You'll notice as well I've also got here zoom extents and zoom window. Zoom extents, self-explanatory, it'll zoom me to the visible extents of the drawing. Zoom window, if I click on it, will allow me to specify a corner of a window I want to work with. So I click and I drag and I click. There's my zoom window, just like in the desktop app. Now don't forget, the benefit you've got here is you're working with a product that is browser based. So any changes to the product itself, Autodesk can make live and you get them automatically. They update automatically. So you will find that in the draw, annotate and modify panels down in the bottom left, you will find that more and more commands will appear as the development guys at Autodesk create those commands to run in the web app. It's not full AutoCAD just yet, but it's pretty close. And it's a really useful tool, like I said, if you're in front of a client and you just want to jump onto their PC and show them something new in a browser using AutoCAD. Now, there are some other features that are incredibly useful as well in the web app. You've also got blocks, so I can go and pick a block and I can bring that block into my drawing if I want to. I can also set up block libraries. You'll notice here we've got block libraries, favorite blocks, and also recent blocks. So if I go to recent blocks, it says I'm not connected to Dropbox for my blocks. So my blocks might be stored in Dropbox and I haven't connected yet. So I could go and connect and sign in and use the blocks that the rest of my company are using, perhaps in block libraries. I did mention external references. I can connect external references to this drawing at any time as well. That's quick and easy, so I'm also using collaborative information that way too. So the XREFs might also be stored in Dropbox perhaps, and I'm linking to them. Last but not least, I want to jump up here to the top right hand part of the screen. You can open this file in your desktop app if you want to. You can also share a file. If I click on share, I can share a link to this particular drawing. So I can set it to view only or edit and save a copy if I want to. There's the link there. I can copy the link and pop it in an email. I can also preview it if I want to as well. I'm not going to worry about that, but you can see how quick and easy it is to collaborate with the web app too. What I will show you as well up here is we've also got the ability to plot. We can plot to PDF. We can say what to print, the scale, the plot style, and so on. Paper size, orientation, and then I can plot that to PDF. So the trick there might be that I would go up here perhaps to views and go to my ISO A1 landscape, and I want that to go to PDF. So I go up here, plot to PDF, what to print, current layout, scale 1:1, paper size. It's currently using a thing called user 141. That's because it's been set up in a page setup in my desktop app. But I can easily plot that to PDF just by hitting that button there, and it will save a PDF for me that again I can use by way of emailing out to a client or the rest of my team. It's a really, really fantastic app. I can't give it enough praise. It's such a cool app from Autodesk. The web app saves you a lot of time. And as I mentioned, we've got a command line where we can type commands, and don't forget down here as well, we've also got our status bar. Do you recognize that OSNAP menu? There it is. I can go into settings, takes me straight to my object snaps like I showed you previously. I've also got object snap tracking, orthogonal and polar, and here I've got the little hamburger icon where I can switch on what I want to see on or off on the status bar itself as well. So it's a really, really useful little application, and the benefit you have is this comes with your AutoCAD subscription. It doesn't matter whether you're using full AutoCAD or LT. You get the web app and the mobile app with either of those two AutoCAD subscriptions. Very, very last but not least, if I click on the back button on my browser, it even knows that the drawing has unsaved changes. What do I want to do? Do I want to discard those changes, or do I want to return to the drawing? I would normally return to the drawing, and then what I do is I jump in here and I can save as, or I can just save the file as it is. I'm going to do a save as because what I might want to do is save this as a revision. So I can come in here and click on name, and I'll just put an underscore and say that this is Rev 5, revision 5 perhaps. If I save that now, it saves it as revision 5. And what will happen now, you can see it's saving there, like so. It takes a few seconds. It's writing it to the cloud, remember, not straight to your hard drive. So that might take a few moments to save. But once it has saved, it will let you know. And the benefit you've got then is you've got that new revision stored either in the cloud or in your AutoCAD, web and mobile folders. And the benefit there is that you're working on this in a browser. You could be on site. You could be in a client's office. You could be anywhere. But the trick is that once that drawing is saved, it's saved as a new DWG file that potentially you can open up in your desktop app. And then what will happen is you can work on it at your desk later on and perhaps work with those changes that you've made to the drawing itself. But the benefit you have with the web app is it connects to the mobile app, which means you've got connectivity, but also more importantly, when you go into those web and mobile folders or cloud-based folders, you can also look at those changes in your AutoCAD desktop app when you're back in the office.